Autumn had closed its cold hands over the forest. The trees stood like dark sentinels, their dead leaves carpeting the ground in a damp mantle. The dogs' barking had fallen silent, replaced by the whistle of drawn spears. Hughes, a boy with still uncertain shoulders, had strayed from the group on foot, following a path that wound toward a forgotten old pond. The water slept beneath a green film, deceptively calm. The wind drew brief circles across its surface, immediately erased. A startled doe leapt into the underbrush. Without thinking, Hughes stepped onto a slippery spit of land to see better. One step too many, and the mud gave way. His body was swallowed by the stagnant water. The shock stole his breath. His arms thrashed in the silt, hitting invisible roots. The acrid smell of peat filled his nostrils. The weight of his boots and coat dragged him inexorably down. The gray sky above narrowed, as if seen through a dark well. A shadow slid through the water, swift and silent. Firm hands grabbed him under the arms and pulled him toward the bank with methodical precision. The surface erupted in dark sprays. Hughes, gasping, spat out black water. The stranger, tall and draped in a strange coat, lifted him effortlessly. His eyes held the certainty of one who knows the end before the beginning. A hand rested on his shoulder. In that gesture, the man introduced himself. Lionaume. The name burned into the boy's mind like a brand. No words were needed to understand. He had just been saved by someone who did not belong to this century. His gaze, unwavering, weighed like a sentence. This salvation was no free gift. One day he would return, for Hughes and for those who carried his blood. What had been given here, in the cold mud of a hunting pond, he would claim. Then Lionaume stepped back. The wind lifted a corner of his coat. When Hughes blinked, he was gone. The pond, still and silent, seemed to deny that any drama had taken place. But Hughes knew that his future now bore a shadow. Long, patient, inevitable. Years passed. The boy became a man. The man became a father. The father became a king. To his son, he told of the strange rescue, urging him to pass the story intact from generation to generation. One winter evening at the end of his life, the old king, surrounded by his kids, received a silent visitor. Lionaume, unchanged, stood there. He announced that he would return regularly, across the centuries, to take certain descendants of the king under his wing. Neither punishment nor reward, but an imperative necessity known to him alone. Without another word, the stranger withdrew into the night. The torches flickered out in the wind. In the chamber, the king closed his eyes, knowing the debt had entered the long sweep of time, and that none of his sons could escape it. Lionaume watches, his debt will span the centuries, and the shadow of the Red Kings is only beginning. Discover the shadow of the princes, Chronicles of the Red Kings, Tome 1, Intrigues, Royal Destinies, and Secrets that Defy Time. Dive into the story by subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing, and let yourself be swallowed by the shadow.